how to come from birth to be the 75-year-old that's not on any prescriptions, and
Wow.
my mind is still good. And was able to develop and start my health regimen from a knowledgeable place, becoming a follower of Bilalian Muhammad, which I came from the same school of thought as Malcolm, Minister Louis Farrakhan, Imam Warfi Muhammad, A.K. Hassan, and the list can go on. One of the, at that time we had, our security people were like Imam Ali Rashid. So that's part of who I soldiered with, that's what we called it in the day, and stood shoulder to shoulder so we can have this wonderful community that we have grown and expand to right now. And I came from the first thing happened, as soon as I heard about Islam, was after the fact of what is our main source of living is our food. That's number one. And the first thing came to me was to take the pork out of my diet. So I'm a pretty black and white individual. So I said, well, I'm going to eat this pork for the last time, and I'm going to cut it out. And prior to that, I had been very ill, very, very ill. And I had made up my mind that I wasn't going down the road that my mother went down, which I thought she was kind of hard to combat because she was always taking medicine, but she was always sick. So however, I was ill, and then I met what came to be my husband, one of them, and I wanted to kiss him. I said, I can't kiss you. Like, excuse me? I said, well, why? He said, but you eat pork. So, then give me the intelligent explanation and the educated explanation of why not to eat pork. But, hey, I wanted to kiss the guy, so I said, okay, I'm going to eat at 12 o'clock and no more pork. I ate this pork, and every illness that I ever had from childhood, as soon as I put it in my mouth, that was it. I was broke over like a double-barrel shotgun. So from that point on, I didn't have to know the reason why. But as time progressed, I became following Bilalian Muhammad. We were taught, because at that time we had classes, which were called MGT classes. You're shaking your head like you know about MGT. Allahu Akbar. So through that, you know, that's how it came about, and each level of understanding came with following Islam. I learned to get my desires and my needs taken care of through fasting and sacrifice. So I loved meat, period. Just meat, no bread, no potatoes, just meat, fine. So when I wanted to do something, I gave up what I loved, meat. In the interim of that, I gave myself from the October, which was 70, till January. But by the time January had come, I had learned the benefit of not eating meat, of not being a meat eater, okay? So that progressed on and on and on. But let's just start with what we need to do. I don't have that much time because it's really late and we're really tired, and everybody looks like they're very excited about this presentation.
Oh, yes.
And the thing is I learned about food. And as time progressed, the food information came more and more important until right to this day. I really am sorry to say I would not want to have anybody have to eat the way I eat. Seriously. Why? Because the first thing you got to give up is sugar. Okay. Why sugar? Because it feeds what is our battle inside our body. And right now, one of the rampant things that's going on is your viruses, okay? So what you have in your body for your battle is your viruses, your bacteria. Germs not even as important anymore as these viruses. And not only do we have the regular old flu virus we got over, they're bringing viruses in when they bring these ships in from outer space. They're bringing different things in for us. The weather is really reflecting something else is going on here. So what I really developed is a plan not to feed the fungus in the gut, which that is the incubator and the springboard for everything that goes wrong with us, from lupus on to cancer, and not to mention what you eat really, really, really determines how you process information. Okay? Not only does it, certain things block your thoughts, pattern, and that sort of thing, but once you feel you really got it together, you'll find out that after you take some things out of your system, which is feeding this fungus, which is feeding the virus, which is feeding the bacteria in the body. And what does that do? That takes the imbalance your immune system. Because the name of the game in winning is your immune system. So what we eat determines how we think. Because if you think differently, surprisingly, if you eat sugar, and let me be real clear on this sugar situation. And the word is sweet. Anything that you eat, be it mangoes, bananas, pineapples, all this wonderful stuff that we just love, it feeds the fungus in the gut. So I'm telling you these things now so this recording, okay? Because later on in life, you're going to have the opportunity to have an experience that this will ring a bell for you, okay? So what we're going to look at is the immune system and what tears it down. And what's equally as bad as the sugar is salt, okay? Now, another thing I'd like to do, I want someone who has a cell phone that could pull up something I want you all to read. So that's some other little common information, because we have a limited amount of time, so we can't go into a whole lifelong of what. So I can give you some quick do's and don'ts and bring some information to you. I got any youngsters, volunteers, just go read for me from Google some information for me?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Oh, great. Google natural flavors.
Who?
Natural flavors. Sorry?
Natural flavors?
Natural flavors.
Yeah.
Could you read what you have for us?
The term natural flavor or natural flavoring means the essential oil, unless
Okay, let me see what you got, because we have to get straight. That's here, we just go straight to beaver butt.
go to where?
Beaver butt.
Beaver
What?
butt.
Yeah.
Come on, pull them up, let's see. Because surprisingly, when you pull it up,
What was that
different.
second one?
I'm sorry?
What was that second one?
Beaver butt.
Beaver butter?
Butt, B-U-T. T. Yeah, T to it.
Beaver butt.
Beaver butter.
Yeah, butt.
Beaver butter.
Flavor is beaver butt.
Right.
It's used to flavor your
Read out, what'd you say?
Is beaver butt really used to flavor your dessert?
Okay, so read out so we can hear it. She's the first one to find what we're looking for here.
You may have heard the rumor by now. Certain
Can everyone
artificial-
hear her? Come on, just stand up.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Okay, it says you may have heard the rumor by now. Certain artificial flavors.
Can we hear?
No.
Louder.
Louder.
For the
Throw it
people,
out there.
for the people in the back.
You're teaching us a moment here.
Okay. Certain artificial flavoring like vanilla, raspberry, and strawberry are made from the anal secretions of a beaver. If you haven't heard that rumor, you might have just spilled your coffee out.
Okay,
of
let's
a
stop right here. Did you understand what you just said, where it comes from?
I know.
Are we all clear? We're clear. Did you
From
hear?
the butt of a beaver.
From the
Okay.
anal
Okay.
secretion.
Okay.
It's
What did you say? Read out loud.
the anal secretion of the beaver.
Turn it here so we can.
So it's pretty much from the anal secretion of the beaver.
Are we hearing this?
Okay, what comes from the anal secretion of the beaver?
Poop.
That's what he said. We all heard that back there?
The natural flavor.
Certain artificial
Natural flavor.
Okay, they're quiet. Say it loudly one time for us, sir.
Vanilla, raspberry, and strawberry are made from the anal secretions of a beaver.
artificial flavors.
Natural, it's natural flavor.
This is artificial.
Okay, that's why you have to read and understand and be able to read where it be tricking you. You know, we still in this trick world now. So understand and be real clear. So where it's about natural flavors. And right now, I hate to say, if we go back in the kitchen, besides all the sugar, I'm not gonna say anything about all the sugar. I'm not gonna say anything about the soda. I'm not gonna say anything about mostly the sweet drinks back there to feed the fungus and the bacteria in the body. I'm not gonna do that. But if someone wants to go back and read some of the ingredients, you'll go.
You can't pronounce it.
What?
The ingredients.
Yes, you can. They have natural flavors. You just said what natural flavors are, right? And it is a natural flavor. It is, right? It's organic. Yes, absolutely. That. So, okay, read what we got there.
Purified filtered water, pepper toast corn syrup, pear, pineapple, and orange juices from concentrated, less than 0.5% of passion fruit juice from concentrated citric acid, sugar, natural flavors, modified.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
There it is. How many of us had beaver butt tonight?
Not me, Jay. Not me. I don't do none of that shit.
But you got the cake though.
You got the secretion.
But you got the cake.
Now,
Read the cake.
this is just to
You
bring
need to
you
read the cake
familiar
because it
with
has so much natural flavor.
what we're doing.
Natural beaver butt.
This is about becoming conscious of what we're doing. And it was a time, even with the sugar content that we're taking and giving our children and developing all type of, let's just stay with the imbalance of the immune system, period. And also the thing with, thank you. Do you all want to hear some more about it? Because it is some more. Is that enough? Did
I'm good.
I drive the point home?
I'm good.
You're good? We good?
We good.
So
We
keep it
good.
moving? Yeah. Or do you want to read some more out the kitchen? That you all got some more natural flavors back there?
Nah, we
Want me to
good.
do that?
We good. We good.
Oh, you're good. Okay. So with that, when it says flavor, it has to identify what it's coming from. Like if it's a vanilla flavor, strawberry flavor, but it has to identify its source. But anytime it's natural flavors, that's it. Bottom line. So, I don't know, if we want to make excuses to keep doing what we do or not. Maybe. But, what'd you say?
I said speak.
Oh, okay. So however, and the other thing I want to really focus on is this fungus in our gut. And that is, you can tell from dandruff, jock itch, athlete's foot, even you have just rashes, and also it also really aggravates your nervous system because fungus grows, it covers, it smothers, it incubates, as well as, and remember, it's the thing that it is the launch pad for other, and I don't like to use the word diseases because it's what we're automatically making it within ourselves because of what we're putting in our system, okay? So the other thing is, what I always find, and where I'm coming from also, is a folklore perspective. Do anyone know what a folklore means?
Is it a story that's been told and passed down through generations?
Absolutely. Anyone else? Because of different.
That's what it is. I think that's what it is.
Oh yeah, well, stories, dance, song, art, attire, whatever. So it's not just in that little small space, okay? But when it's turned back around for us, as everybody else has what we say, what they do, but when it comes back to our information, it turns to be superstition. And you want to say what superstition is as well?
Make believe, I guess.
Excuse me?
Something that's made up.
Yeah, and it lacks rationale,
Yeah.
so-called. Yeah. And then it goes off into fairy tales and that sort of thing. So I don't know if this age group knows about fairy tales, but as we came up in my generation, that's what we had to really expound on, and that was, and it was a fairy tale for us, but it's what we wanted to be. But later on, it was what you're grooming your children for their career. but we had fairy tales. And the other thing that I found through the folklore and what I do in my introduction to myself, I failed to mention. Oh God, you ladies, where's my help? Was it didn't remind me to talk about this stuff right here.
Oh.
I got so carried away with the beaver butt, seriously. Yeah,
We
this.
all have books, yeah.
Yeah. I manufacture herbal products for health care and beauty care. And how I came about this, I started for myself, my family, my immediate associates. And then what happened was when people tried everything, which I suggest, don't do that. What I suggest while we're, if you got something else you want to do it. Because it's all about if you tried everything, then give me a call, because that's what I was called. If you want it fixed, call this lady. So that's how I became call this lady. And I do have one person in here, my person that invited me, that knows a little bit about my products. So with that, if you want to open your brochures, your folders, and oh gee, I'm so sorry. I had this health questionnaire. If in fact someone wants to fill theirs out and kind of we can go through it here or go through it later or make an appointment with me if you will. Does anyone else need a questionnaire? Everybody has one. And anything, and also on here, this brochure has a list of the herbs that I make myself from the raw materials. And this has been a family establishment that has kept me pretty busy because I get individual calls and, as I said, when nothing else works, I get the call. So with that, I put a pretty basic program together to alleviate what is the first rule of everything is cleanliness. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So I have developed the herbs to cleanse your colon, your liver, your bloodstream, your bladder and kidney, and everything works in conjunction. Western medicine has everything just compartment here, 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 but we are one unit, and everything works. And your blood is designed for it to do what it does. Every organ works. It needs to be clean. So that's what I have as a total cleansing process. Now these are just some of the herbs that have been capped up. And I would suggest if you don't do anything, it's always what you can introduce yourself to cleansing the colon. And with my cleanser, it alleviates in the folds of the intestines, not just a straight through laxative. So as doing that, that helps you to alleviate the buildup. Say for instance, you're taking some supplement or on some detox, which is now really a catchword. Everybody is talking about I'm detoxing. But in the first place, you need to have your nutritional plan set up where you're not a cesspool in the first place to detox. Because it's an everyday being conscious of what you're doing, what you're putting in your body. But, and again, what I do, and my herbs, and I make them myself, so what happens, it has the same, I would say, mentality, for lack of a better word, of mine. I want everything to work right now. And this is one of the good things. You get a quick fix, you get a response right away, because if you want me to do something, just call me when you're ready for me to do it. Like a late call from brother, real quick. Sorry.
Okay.
However, everything works, you get really a fast result from everything. So when your bloodstream has been cleaned, first of all, your intestines have to be clean. And even before that, here's a good question. What is the first thing that happens after we ingest our food? Where does it go? What happens?
Into the stomach, into the...
No, you said it first, but I want you to say it loud so people can hear. Yeah, it goes to our digestive tract, okay? So we start out as babies overworking our digestive tract, because that's where everything hits first. This is where the work begins. And then we put everything in it like to really make it work, starting with the meat, okay? Now, I'm not anti-meat because I'm just an anti-meat person, but I just don't do meat because it's not the best thing for me, nor did I give it to my children because it just wasn't the best thing. If they got grown, then it's on them. But however, our digestive tract, number one, isn't designed with the acids to break down meat in the first place. But however, over the years, meat, sugar, bread, potatoes, rice, all this starch, and even lettuce. If you think about it, you can chew lettuce from now on, and it's still going to be, some chewing needs to be done, right? Maybe everybody, maybe it's me can't chew it all the way down, I don't know. However, by the time it gets your digestive tract, here's some more work to do, okay? So the first thing we need to do if we find like we're getting tired, we're getting depressed, we're getting anything, overwhelmed, the first thing we need to do is rest. The first thing you gotta do, rest this digestive tract. How do you do that? Not putting anything that causes it to have to work. And what I found when I really had to, I won't say reprogram, but elevate what I had to do for my maintenance. And that was start eating soft cooked foods. You know, we've always been taught eat just steamed vegetables and just some salad. And then the other thing, give me somebody else to look up nightshade foods for me as well, please. Nightshade foods. Nightshade foods. So however, what I was saying in terms of, you're steady working this digestive tract. And then you're blocking it off. You're blocking off and thickening your blood with the starch and the processed foods. And in the interim of that, it's continuously to back up. Because this is one of these big things that they sell and advertise is acid reflux. That means one thing. Your digestive tract is just had it up to here. Here's another little note that I want you all to take and learn from here besides your beaver butt. If in fact you take, say 4 ounces of water, a lemon, you can use just regular Arm & Hammer baking soda or edible baking soda. And first put your water, then put your lemon, then put your baking soda and drink it while it's fizzing. And that works just like you putting Drano in your backed up pipe. And you shouldn't do that over 9 days. And even if you do that for the 9, you can look in the mirror and actually see the difference in your face. And really another thing that really reflects what you're eating, what you're thinking, it comes out. Because by the time everything comes out here, it's done what it's going to do inside. The outside is just a reflection.
Wow.
So at this point, reading anything over, does anybody have any questions for me?
What are the type of products that you produce?
Okay, we got a price, we got a
That has a showroom.
you got it, it's not in here. Can I have, look in there, you look in there and see if you see a product list? No, one that's just a clear piece of paper. Did you give me a product list?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. The prices.
Okay, our product list we have. Now, somebody else did this because the common term makeup is not what I have. I have, for the face for color, is color accents. And which was introduced in our MGT class. And do you remember, sister, about MGT at all? We weren't allowed to wear anything on our faces. Well, this, when I first started with this, which was just pulverized flowers, and at that time we had